RG with RGFam Games here with another video for you today. A special pickup video. So yeah, today, well actually yesterday, I was cruising the old Facebooks and there is a store in Sheboygan, Wisconsin called Freak Toys. Look them up. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. Freak Toys. They're a huge collectible retro game, retro artwork, or just artwork, comic books, figures, anything nerdy, geeky, whatever. They have it. They have a crazy assortment of video games. It's an amazing store. I have some friends who will live up that way. Sheboygan's not close to where I live. It's over an hour away. So I've only been able to get there a couple times. But follow them on Facebook. And then all of a sudden they posted a huge collection that they had just purchased and were putting on, putting up for sale. And I saw, and my eyes went, oh my God. Oops. Oh my God. Oh my God. So it's one of those ones where there's so many games, so many piles of games on a counter that you got to open the picture, you got to zoom in so you can go through every single title of every single game. And let me tell you, so that basically somebody had sold their entire collection of a certain system. I'm talking, this was a collector. I know it's a he because they told me when I talked to him today. There are a lot of rare games in this. I mean, excuse me, a lot of rare games. And I was like, oh my God, there are some games on that list that are like way up on my I have to have in my collection list. And I couldn't make it because they close early, like they close at 6, and like I get off work at 5. I wouldn't make it there in time yesterday. So today I snuck up there today, and I got up there, and I just hoped somebody hadn't picked through it already. And sure enough, somebody was there and picked out some of the really high ticket items. But that guy was obviously a collector who knew his stuff and already had the ones that I wanted and could afford. So for the most part, I just had a crazy impulse day, and now at the end of the day, the highest value game, I have a new highest valuable game in my collection. Wasn't when I woke up, I didn't think it was going to be that way, and I went crazy. So first thing I did, actually this was the last thing I bought. This was the throw in at the end. This was the impulse on top of the impulse. So this person who traded in all their stuff, they also traded in or sold their system. So I bought their system and now have a Master System again. I haven't had a Master System, as you know, we've talked about this in previous episodes, since the 80s, maybe 1990. No, the 80s. I had a Sega Master System before I ever had an NES. So this console, this is my first console after the Atari 2600. So this console means a lot to me. It holds a lot of special memories, and I was such a Sega fanboy. And I mean, it was amazing. I mean, it had a pause button. You couldn't really do that on Nintendo games when for the most part. I mean, eventually they did pause some games and stuff, but it was phenomenal. It had the video game cards going here, or it could have a cartridge. I just thought it looked cool. Absolutely loved it. So anyway, so the guy traded in his system, sold everything. And at the very last second, I got the games. I figured out what games I was going to get. I put them on the counter. And then I said, oh, you have a system? And they go, yeah, that's the guy who traded us all in. He gave us a system too. And I was like, throw it in there. Throw it in there. The good thing is, so I know a lot of you don't know, or maybe you don't, maybe you know, maybe you don't, is that we have another channel, RGFam Reacts. So the RGFam Reacts channel, where I react to TV shows and music with my sons, we're doing very well on that channel. We have a Patreon page, so we get a lot of support on the Patreon page as well. So I will thank all of my Patreons, my Patreon people on RGFam Reacts, because they enabled this purchase with their support. So if you are interested, the link is always in the description for the RGFam Reacts YouTube channel, which then has the link to the Patreon. I'm not going to put any video game stuff on the Patreon page. I don't, the gaming stuff I really do for fun. I mean, not that I'm going to do the other videos for fun too, but try not to cross them. If people want to watch both, awesome. But you know, whatever. I just decided to keep them separate. But yeah, so I have a Master System for the first time since I was a kid. And then obviously, you know, we got the pro wrestling in our RGT box last month or 2 months ago. And then I bought the box on eBay. So I just need the instructions for a complete set of that. So that's the system. Now let's get to the games that I bought. There were so many games. I can't even tell you how many games. And I don't, it wasn't a complete collection, but it was, I think a complete collection, because I looked it up, I think a complete collection on Master System was like 130 some games. This was a lot of games. He had most of them. So I was like, well, just have the main ones that I want. And it had all of them and a whole bunch that I never heard. He even had a bunch of PAL ones, you know, from Europe. So I almost picked up some of those. Actually, a lot of those were gone when I got there. But I mean, I have a list. Where's my phone? I did one of these things where I looked up every game that I wanted and I made a list on my phone so I could go on there and make sure I was like, okay, where's this game? Is this game still there? Thankfully, everything was organized. Yeah, I had a whole list of games that I was like, oh my god, you know. So anyway, let's go over the games that I got. I will go in order from, I guess, least expensive to the big one at the end. So I got Double Dragon. So as far as I'm concerned, so this is not complete in box. It only has the game. I do need the instructions. Hopefully I'll be able to find the instructions. I'm sure I will at some point down the road. As far as I'm concerned, this is the version of this game to have for console. And why is that you ask? Well, maybe because you can actually play 2-player co-op, unlike the NES version. So this was just like the arcade. You and a buddy could actually play 2 players. That's how I played it at a friend's house before. And actually, I've never owned it. My friend owned it. And I would go to his house and we would play 2 players. And this is that friend I mentioned who like usually would never let me play games because I'd always have to watch him because it was his stuff and he would just play and I would just sit there and watch. But we could play Double Dragon because it was 2-player co-op. So one of the greatest arcade games of all time. The Sega Genesis or Sega Master System version. It's the best version of this game as far as I'm concerned. I still like the NES version, but this is the version. Next, if you watched my Video Games Monthly unboxing, and if you look behind me, you would know that I got Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters, and to me, again, this is the version to go with over the NES version. So this one is not complete. I need the instructions for this one as well. So hopefully I will find the instructions somewhere along the line. But this, I love this game. I loved it because it was like almost like part business simulator, because you had to run your business, you gotta make money, you gotta earn the upgrades, you gotta be Ghostbusters, you know. And then obviously you you fight the Marshmallow Man, and you have to get by the Marshmallow Man. I can't remember the end of this game. I haven't played it in literally forever, so I'm so excited. I actually lost out. I actually tried to get this on eBay not too long ago, and of course lost out at the last second. So very happy to have the Master System Ghostbusters, one of my favorite games as a kid. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So very, very happy about this. So these games, this one is kind of in the teens, Double Dragon is not too expensive. Ghostbusters is a little more, now you're talking in the 20s, and then the next game is Wonder Boy, the original Wonder Boy. Now, this game is complete in box. So we have the instruction booklet. We even have the poster here. I don't know. Wait, I don't mind. Let's see what this is. I love these things. Oh my gosh, is this crisp? I almost don't want to touch this. So crisp. So take hold of the Sega Adventure, and then on the back you have all of the games. All of the games. I do remember this. Got Enduro Racer on here, Rambo, Alex Kidd, Shoplifter, Pro Wrestling. Oh my gosh, hockey. So many classic games. So many classic. So let's see if I can get this back together. Okay. That was cool. I don't think that's ever been opened. Like, that's how crisp that is. That's awesome. So Wonder Boy. Man, this cartridge is in shape. Great shape. Cases, little things up. The tab is actually coming off. It's gonna right there. Anyway, Wonder Boy. For those of you NES folks who are all like, Adventure Island is so great, well, guess what? Wonder Boy, I think, I could be totally wrong, and it would be embarrassing if I was, but as far as I know, Wonder Boy was first, and Adventure Island is just a remake of Wonder Boy. So if you won't recognize, you're the blue screen doesn't really work, but you're on the skateboard running through the trees. Wonder Boy, Adventure Island, Wonder Boy. I don't really know all the specific changes between the two. I have played Adventure Island, but briefly. But Wonder Boy, classic platformer, amazing game. I got a complete in box. Again, the game, the instruction, everything in this one is pristine, except for kind of the top of the case here. But very excited to have Wonder Boy. Now, I'll be honest. The next game on the list is not Alex Kidd in Miracle World. Alex Kidd in Miracle World was on my list. Miracle Warriors was on my list. I had these games in my hand, but I couldn't just. I had a budget. I couldn't get all the games I wanted. And actually, Wonder Boy wasn't. I actually went in expecting to get either Alex Kidd or Miracle Warriors. Miracle Warriors has a very soft spot in my heart for that game. I used great RPG. Those are both a little bit more expensive than this game, but I decided to go with Wonder Boy because it was complete in box. The other ones were missing their instructions, and then it saved me a little bit of extra money, especially since I got the system. And I do love this game. Great platformer. You gotta play it. You gotta play it. Even if you put Adventure Island, I guess again, I'm pretty sure this is the original. That leads me to this last game, which it was this game that I saw, you know, as I'm scrolling through the picture. And when I saw this, I was like, I gasped. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get there and get this game. And there was just, I had to. It is now the most expensive game in my collection. I don't know what the expensive, actually I can tell you what was the most expensive game in my collection. It wasn't Mystical Ninja. Check the old game on here real quick. Well, it's my complete in box Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Which is, I know it's only like $66, $68 in that range. And that's, I know that's not high. You know, most of you guys got games in the hundreds and stuff, but this is my new most expensive game. Ys the Vanished Omens. Ys 1, if you will. For the Master System, this is the original. It was never on NES. It was on some computer systems. Obviously the start of a phenomenal system. Obviously a lot of people, and myself included, I actually bought Ys Origins, Ys 1 and 2 on Steam. But to be able to play it on the original console was exciting to me. And actually I bought those, like the Origins and the Ys 1 and 2 on Steam. I tried playing them and I was like, I just didn't want to play it on the computer. So I played them for like 5 minutes. It's like, no, I want to play the real thing. Actually, that was recently too, like last week. It's like, I just want to play the real thing. And then this came up and I couldn't pass it up. I could not pass it up. It's not complete in box. I still need the instructions. It is in great condition though. You know, there's a little, I mean, there's some regular wear and tear on it. But the contacts are clean. So I'll have to find the instructions for it to make it complete. Hopefully that won't be too difficult. Maybe it will. I don't know. But yes, a box copy of Ys. So excited to have this. So excited to go be able to play this game. I wanted, there's a dozen more games in this that they had that I wanted, but I couldn't get. Maybe they'll be there when I have more money down the line. So that's it. That's my big pickup for today. And then I come home, and then my Video Games Monthly box is in the mailbox. So this has been quite the day. Very exciting. Let me know, have you played the Master System? Were you Master System fans? What do you think of the games that I got? What are the ones that I should get next? Again, I got Pro Wrestling as well. And there's the, that light is not good. The glare anyway. So, you know, I wanted to get Rocky, Miracle Warriors. I would love to get Phantasy Star, but that was so expensive. I almost got Moonwalker, but somebody snagged the Moonwalker. There are a couple other big games that were. There are also some games like in the triple figures that there's one that was like $200 or $300. It's like, holy cow! But that game was gone by the time I got there. But anyway, love sharing these pickups with you. Let me know. Love having the conversations with you guys in the chat. Thanks again for watching. So happy that I have not a Genesis, a Master System again in my life. I now have all of the Sega systems, except for a Saturn. I don't have a Saturn, but I don't think I want a Saturn. I've had one before, and I just maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a reason I want a Saturn. I want a Saturn. I can't think of one other than to be a completionist, which for systems I kind of want to be, but I got the main ones. I got the important ones so far. So thanks again for watching. I said it many times. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. Appreciate all the support. You guys are all awesome. I love you all. We'll see you in the next video.